Hi, Deb here, and I am presenting another First Lady doll. This was suggested by Winsley's World. That's a channel I just love. She has a great variety of dolls. Winsley apostrophe S World. I'll link it either in comments or description, but please check her out. She has a great channel. And she suggested I do a series on my First Lady dolls. I have a playlist. I think I've done 8 or 9. So if you check that out, I'd appreciate it. Of course, this is Jackie Kennedy. This is done by Franklin Mint, 1997. Look at that face. Of course, she came with a net, but I had to take that off because you can't really see the beautiful hairstyle. This dress is satiny. It's a recreation of a dress she wore at a state dinner. I forget for what, maybe India. Look at the fringe. She has removable shoes, a little clip on the back, and pearls, and those elegant, what are they called? Opera gloves. She has her tag. It's called the Jackie Doll by Franklin Mint. And she is very nearly as beautiful as the woman was herself. And she was beautiful. And she wore a lot of these her shoulderless gowns. Was one of her trademarks. She was famous for her clothes. Well, for a lot of things, but she's porcelain. Or no, she's not. She's vinyl. She looks porcelain, doesn't she? Oh, this doll just takes my breath away. Yeah, as I mentioned, she was famous for her fashion. She brought a lot of elegance to the White House. Every First Lady brings her own style. Jackie, she knew how to dress. The pillbox hat was another trademark, and it wasn't just that she wore it, it's the way she wore it off her face for the inauguration, because she knew the photographers wanted to see her face. So then, from then on, everybody wore their pillbox hat on the back of their head. I hope I don't make this too long. Let me show you the box. If I run out of space, I'll just do a part 2. This is the Jackie doll box. Comes with a pretty plain box, really, for such an extraordinary doll. There comes her earrings. Oops. I'm afraid I'll lose them, so I leave them in the box. Okay. Oh, and she comes with a stand. It's extremely heavy. It's plastic, but it's really heavy, and the saddle stand. And it says Jackie. Okay. I have so much to say about Jackie that I'm going to have to try to do it not in chronological order necessarily, but okay. She was born in 1929 to very wealthy parents. She was born right before the crash, Wall Street crash. So they did take a hit, but it's not like she lived in poverty or anything. But her parents divorced when she was a young girl, which was very traumatic, as not just divorce is traumatic, but they were Catholic, so that was even more hurtful. Her mother remarried a wealthy man, so she grew up in comfort, but she did go out and get a job, and she was a photojournalist, really. She took great pictures, and something she had in common with Lady Bird. And then she wrote columns, and she mentioned that she met this congressman with reddish brown hair, and that was John Kennedy, but I apparently didn't even give him a name. They met a few times before the sparks flew. So, um, motherhood. Okay, let's start with her hobbies. Reading was something very important to her. From what I read, she had a lot of children's books, and she read them all before she started school. So she loved to read and loved it her entire life. And horses. They said almost before she could walk, she was riding horses, and she won some national championships as a young woman. So those are two loves that she kept her whole life. Motherhood was precious to her. She said, if you bungle raising your children, nothing else you do really matters. And she did not bungle raising her children. They are exceptional. Carolyn's still with us. But she had a miscarriage in 1955. She had a stillborn baby in 1956. Caroline was born in 57. John was born in 60, right after the election. And her baby Patrick he died. I think he lived, I wrote that down, I'm sorry. 3 months. He lived 3 months. He died in August of 63, just before, or no, he didn't live. I'm sorry. He just lived a few days, but he died 3 months before the assassination. She's responsible for the White House Historical Society because she wanted to redo the White House because heads of state were coming, and she wanted to represent America the best she could. The state dinners, the meeting people on the red carpet in front of the White House, that was Jackie that started that. And she raised the money and got donations for that White House restoration. So, and then she did a television tour of the White House in 1962 and won an Emmy for that. She's largely responsible for bringing ballet to America. I know she worked with George Balanchine to make ballet, bring it to America, and I'm forever grateful because I love ballet. Let's see, she was into historical preservation, and all you people who have seen Grand Central Station, she's the one who saved it. So thank you, Jackie. She was a remarkable lady. After her husband died, she didn't have anywhere to live, as rich as she was. But in 68, after Bobby was killed, she said, they're killing Kennedys and my kids could be next. So she married Aristotle Onassis and moved to Greece. And a lot of people criticized her for it. Why do people feel we have to weigh in on everybody's personal choices? But it's always been that way. After his death, she became an editor and moved to New York and pursued her love of reading, and she made a name for herself on her own. She was a remarkable, remarkable woman. I hope she is remembered for more than just surviving tragedy. She deserves to be remembered for who she was. Okay, let me see if I forgot anything. Well, I don't think I did. And I wanted to end with a quote that she wrote when she was a kid. Be kind and do your share. I think she did her share. So there's my Jackie Kennedy doll. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out Winsley's World and follow me on Instagram. Thank you. Toodles.